Hey Carla, today I'm doing a slow cooker recipe for you using flank steak, basically doing kind of a Mongolian style beef. Um, just put it in the slow cooker, let it cook for about 5, 6 hours, and then while you're doing other things, teaching, painting, whatever. And after that, it's ready to eat, and being in the slow cooker all that time, the flank steak comes out really, really tender. Um, so I'm going to show you how to do this one, and we'll get started. The ingredients we're going to use, obviously we're going to use flank steak. And we're going to open this up. This is kind of rolled up. That's why it's not flat like flank steak. We're going to open it up, flatten it out. We'll get to that in a moment. So flank steak, we need some fresh ginger, some garlic. Original recipe calls for, I think, like 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. You know me, I love garlic, so go for broke. Some bell peppers, I'm using 2. You can use green bell peppers, whatever. The red, orange, yellows are a little bit sweeter than green peppers. Need 1 onion, doesn't matter, just regular old onion, be fine. Need a little bit of sesame oil. Some hoisin sauce. Some soy sauce. Dark brown sugar or your favorite dark brown sugar substitute, whatever you want to use. A little bit of cornstarch. And that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and get started prepping everything. Okay, taking the flank steak out of the packaging, flattened it out, put it on a platter. This is going to the freezer for about 30 minutes. You don't want it completely frozen solid, but you want it firm so you can cut it, make it a whole lot easier to cut. So we're going to do that. And then we'll go ahead and cut up our veggies and get our sauce made and all that. I've already cut up my onions, peppers, and put in my minced garlic and my grated ginger. So that's ready to go. Set it off to the side for a minute. Now I'm going to deal with the meat. I want to cut this into thin strips. First thing I'm going to do is cut this in half and deal with 1 half at a time. It's a little easier to manage. And what we want to do timer. With the knife, cut these into some thin strips. Maybe a little bit too thin. That's better. Continue on doing this with the meat, and it's going into a big Ziploc bag for the next step. So I'm going to finish cutting this up, and we'll be back and move on to that. All right, meat's cut up in the bag, and now we're going to use the cornstarch. About 1/2 cup of cornstarch going in the bag. Then seal the bag. I'm just going to work this around till the meat gets coated fairly well. Cornstarch is a thickener, so it's going to thicken up your sauce, basically. Going to work that in. All right. Time to move on to the slow cooker. Okay, into the slow cooker, we're going to put our ingredients. First of all, the soy sauce, Recipe calls for half a cup. I'm going with a little bit more because I've got more meat than The original recipe called for a pound of flank steak. I've got like 2 pounds, so I'm gonna need more sauce to go with this. And you can use low sodium soy sauce. Perfect. Okay, next, I'm going to add some of the sesame oil. Maybe about a tablespoon. And some brown sugar. Use half a cup of brown sugar or whatever brown sugar substitute you want to use. I'm just going to eyeball that. Dump that in there. And then finally, the hoisin. Of course, I forgot to open beforehand. There we go. And I'm going to go with close to a cup of hoisin. You can adjust that accordingly. Hoisin is just basically it's a brown sauce. It's not spicy or anything like that. But it gives a really good depth of flavor to the sauce. Alright, and then about 3/4 of a cup of water. And you may need to add more water throughout the day as you check on this. About every hour or so, check on it. If it's sauce is getting really thick and gloopy, just add some more water to it and stir it in. You'll be fine. The cornstarch is going to make this really, really thick. Let me stir that around a little good. Get the brown sugar and the hoisin mixed in with everything else. Alright, I'm going to add the meat. Obviously, I'm going to have leftovers because Joseph's not here this weekend. In fact, when I made this for Joseph the other weekend, I was not allowed to put peppers or onions in it because, you know, he won't look at a vegetable. So this is all mine. All right, there's our meat. Then add in the vegetation. everything a good stir. Just to get everything coated. The onions are going to release some moisture in this too, so that'll help. Alright, like such. I'm going to put the lid on it. Put it on low heat, and I'm going to go for about 6 hours. And of course I'll come back and check on this every couple of hours just to check the thickness of it, see if I need to add more water and such. So we're just going to let that cook for the rest of the afternoon while I go off and do other things, and we'll be back in a few hours. So 6 hours later, and it's done. I've served it with some brown rice because I like brown rice better than white rice. But the meat is really, really tender after 6 hours of cooking on low. And the flavor with the sauce is excellent. I think the hoisin and the ginger really give it that little extra boost. So, anyway, if you've got a slow cooker, something you can do. You don't have to stand there and watch it all day long. Just give it a stir every couple of hours. Really delicious. We fell in love with this stuff. So anyway, I hope you like this one. I hope you try it. And we will see you next time.